Hi there, I've got another blues lesson for you today, and today I'm going to show you Jimi Hendrix's Voodoo Child, which is not to be confused with Voodoo Child, which is the wah-wah orientated blues rock song from Electric Ladyland, but it's the actual Voodoo Child with an E at the end, which is kind of a blues jam, which is also on Electric Ladyland as well. And it's been requested by a couple of guys that want to see this song. So yeah, we'll get straight to it. So the guitar is going to be tuned down an entire step, which Hendrix did occasionally. So rather than it being E, A, D, G, B, E, we're going to have D, G, C, F, A, and D. So if you want to play along with the record, you need to tune down to that tuning. And the sound I've got, hopefully the camera picks it up. It sounds pretty cool to me. I've got my amp on kind of the overdriven channel, but with the gain turned down quite low. And I've got a soul food, electro-harmonic soul food pedal turned on, again with the drive turned right down. And also I've got a carbon copy analog delay by MXR to get that kind of tape echo kind of delay that Hendrix was using about this time. And incidentally, I'll put a link to a guy that does really cool Jimi Hendrix tone videos called Millstap, and I'll put a link to his page at the bottom in the description of this. So definitely check him out, because I've got loads of cool tone tips from him. And anyway, we'll get straight into it. So we're going to start off with this little lick. Which looks quite quick, but it's pretty simple really. It's just an E minor pentatonic, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off open D and hammer onto the second of the open D continuously. So we're just going to do it. I call that a trill. So we're going to trill on that, which incidentally is very good for getting strength in your hammer on and pull off. So we're going to do that little trill, and we're going to go. Simple little lick really, a bit of a Hendrixy kind of lick. So we're going to play open D and hammer onto the second, and then open A, hammer onto the second and pull off again, and end up on the third of the low E. So far we've got that, and then we're going to hammer on from the open to the second on the D again, and then end up on an open low E. So that's so far a little lick goes like this. And then just start off slowly and build your speed up to it. So the next little lick goes like this. So what we're doing there is, again, very Hendrixy kind of little lick in the E minor. And what we're going to do there is we're going to slide from the second to the fourth on the G string, end up on the third of the B, sorry. And then we're going to go. So what we're doing there is we're sliding from the second to the third, back to the second on the G, and then pulling off the open G. So far we've got this. And then we're going to end up on the second of the D. And then we're going to go. There's going to be second of the G, open G, and then we're going to do a little trill again on the open to the second of the D. So slowly that goes. And up to speed. So the next little lick's going to go like this. And again, it looks pretty quick, but it's not really. It's just pull-offs and hammer-ons, and it's in E minor, so it's, you know, everyone's favourite little scale in the open position. So we're going to start off, the first half of that little lick goes like this. So all that is open low E, the third of the low E, open A, to the second of the A, and then open D, and then hammer onto the second of the D 4 times. So that little part goes like this. Then we're going to go. So that's going to be an open D, and then we're going to go second, first, open of the A, and then we're going to go open to hammer onto the first of the A. So far we've got this. So hammer on and pull off, sorry, on that first of the A. So then we're going to go third of the low E again, and we're going to go. So it's going to be second of the D, open G, and then trill on the second of the D. So that little lick goes like this. Then up to speed. And then the vocals come in, and then once the vocals come in, we're gonna move from this first position, E minor pentatonic, in the open position, to the first at the 12th fret. So we're going to do this. We're going to go, and basically we're going to start off on that 12th of the B, play that twice, and then we're going to bend the 15th of the B. We're not going to bend it to the normal pitch. We're going to slightly overbend it. So bend it 4 times, and then bend it up, and then pull off to the second. Pull off to the 12th of the B. So the next little lick's going to go like this. So what we're doing there is we're going to go 15th to the 12th on the B string, then again, and end up on the 15th again. So far we've got, and then we're going to quickly switch to the 14th of the G, bend it up, and then do it, bend it up and bend it down, and pull off. Actually, I didn't pull off then, but it should pull off to the 12th of the G. So far we've got this, and then end up on the 14th of the D string. So, and up speed. And then we're going to do this cool little lick. What we're doing there is we're basically playing the 12th of the G and the B strings together. And then we're going to play the 12th of the D, and then the 14th of the D, and slide it down. So, oops. And that's cool because you can hear the delay, and that sounds really cool to me. So once we do that bit, we're going to do this. So we're basically, I'll play that again and into the next part. This is where it gets pretty simple and really cool, and you know, basically the vibe of the song really. So once we've played that, slide that 14th down, get an open low E, and then kind of put your hand over the strings and get that kind of unfretted scratching noise. I don't know what you call it. So, and then we're going to go. So we're going to basically get the third, bend it down a bit on the low E, and then we're going to. You can hammer on, just open to second of the D, or you can trill, which I do. So. And end up on that open low E again. So. Oops. And that's the first little part of the riff. In the next little bit goes like this. So what we're doing there is we're going to move up to the 5th of the D string, to the 5th of the A string, and then we're going to trill the 5th to the 7th on the A string. So, and like I say, this is a really cool exercise for building strength in your hand, on your left hand. So again, and then get an open low E. So, and then get that kind of noise again, and then we're going to get the 3rd of the low E again. So that goes like this, and then we're going to kind of do that trill again on the 2nd of the D, and then get an open low E. So that little part goes like this. Then we're going to do that very similar thing again, and we're going to basically play. So what we're doing there is we're pretty much playing the 5th of the D, 5th of the A, and we're going to play the 7th of the A, and then slide it down, and then get an open low E. So once we've got that far, we're going to do this really cool little slidey kind of lick, and you know, it just sounds like typical Hendrix to me. And I think how I'm playing it is what he's doing, but it may be, there's probably someone out there who'll tell me it's different, but it sounds right to me. So what I generally do is I kind of go, so I'm kind of sliding down from the kind of 12th area to wherever, and then back up to the 12th area. So, and then I get the bar the 2 high E strings at the 12, E and the B string at the 12, and then I get a kind of unison bend, or you can kind of bend the 15th of the B and keep that 12th of the high E. So that again goes like this, and then we're going to go, you know, our usual little. So once we've played that, kind of, you can slide that down if you want, you don't have to. And then we're going to get an open low E to the 3rd of the low E and kind of bend it down. And then we're going to get a trill on the 2nd of the D string to open, and then get another open low E, and that's kind of follows us throughout the song, that one. So that little lick goes like this. And then after that we're going to go. So what we're doing there is we're going to bend the 2nd of the G string. So how many times is that? 4 times? Bend it up 4 times, then bend it up and down, and pull off to the open G. So, and then we're going to go our typical little riff really for the song, which is going to be again open low E, bend down slightly on the 3rd of the low E, get a trill on that 2nd of the D, and get an open low E again. So that little lick goes like this. So the next little lick after that goes like this. So what we're doing there is we're going to slide up kind of from down here to the 12th of the low E, and then get a kind of the high E and the B string at the 12th, and then kind of get 2 bended 15th of the B, and then kind of slide down if you want to. Then we're going to slide down, and then get a kind of trill on the 2nd of the D again, which is quiet, very quiet in the record. So then we're going to do this cool little leg. So what I do there is I kind of slide on the A string this time to the 14th of the A, and again it's very quiet in the record, and I'm pretty certain this is what he's doing. So he's going to slide to the 14th of the A, and then we're going to trill the 12th to the 14th of the D string, and then we're going to go bend that 15th twice. So far we've got this. And you can, when you do those 15th, you can kind of slide down if you want, you don't have to. And then the next little lick goes very similar to the previous one, where we're going to slide up that 14th of the A, get that trill on the 12th to the 14th of the D. So we're going to do a bend on the 15th of the B twice, and then the third time we're going to overbend it and kind of slide it down if you want. And we're going to slide to that 12th again on the low E, and then we're going to get a 12th of the B, and then we're going to go. So that's going to be a 17th of the high E, bend it up, and then get a 15th of the high E. So. And then this the vocals kind of come in a little bit, and it gets kind of an open high E, and it just basically, that's it. I don't know if he accidentally hits it or not, but I can hear that in the song. And then the vocals come in. Whilst that high E's playing, there's kind of a Leslie kind of keyboard effect going on, a keyboard playing going on, and then Hendrix comes in with this little E. So basically all that is we're basically going to slide slowly from the 2nd to the 4th of the G, get a 3rd of the B, then we're going to go, which is normal Hendrixy kind of thing, we're going to slide from the 2nd to the 3rd back to the 2nd of the G, pull off the open, play the 2nd of the D, so, and then you go, basically hammer on to the 2nd of the G from the open, and then the same on the D, and then do a little trill. And then basically that's the intro of the song. So hopefully that's enough to sink your teeth into Voodoo Child by Hendrix, which, like, again, is a jam really, you know, in E minor. And, you know, use those licks, make up your own licks, listen to the song and steal licks from that, and, you know, it's a cool little jam. You can just put it on for 15 minutes and just play over the top of it if you want, which is pretty much what I do. And yeah, just enjoy yourself, because it is a really enjoyable song. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.